Chrissy Thomas?
Here.
Mr. Guidry? Mr. Gordon?
Here.
Mr. Snyder?
Here.
Mr. Fandel?
Here.
Mr. Brookter?
Here.
Mr. Valentine? Mr. Chairman, we have a quorum.
Did everyone get a copy of the minutes from the May 7th meeting?
Yes, sir. So made.
And get a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from our last meeting.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, moving on. Our first case is BOA case number 2019-1445 BOA. Request by applicant in an A4 single-family residential zoning district for an after-the-fact waiver of the required 5-foot side yard setback to allow for a boathouse to remain on the site. The property is located at 14069 River Lake Drive, Covington, Louisiana. The applicant and representative is Otis Kendall Spell. The applicant is requesting an after-the-fact waiver of the required 5-foot yard setback to allow for a boathouse to remain on the property. Staff comments, please.
The variance is being requested to allow for a 768 square foot boathouse to remain on the property. Although the boathouse does not exceed the maximum allowable square footage, staff is not in favor of the request, considering that no hardship or practical difficulty is being demonstrated. Moreover, the property does not have any unique physical characteristics or conditions making it impossible to meet the setback requirements.
Is the applicant present? Will you please come forward and state your name and address for the records, please?
Yes, this is Otis Spell. And regards to the case.
Your address, please, Mr.
Oh, address, it's 14069 River Lake Drive, Covington, Louisiana, 70435.
All right. Do you have anything further to add?
Yes, this, when I initially built the boathouse, I sent in my recommendation to the homeowner association. And when I sent it in, they told me that they didn't require a permit for the boathouses there in Lake Ramsey, being it was on private property. And so I built it, and then after the fact, Mr. Barry Mott came by and explained to me that I did need to get a permit in that case. And so I contacted the homeowner association, and I filed a permit, which Ms. Helen said that it didn't follow what was needed for over-the-water boat slips for the property line. And so they came in, the president of our association came in, I guess it was 2 meetings ago, and discussed this, of whose responsibility it was, being the homeowner association owns the lake property where the boathouses are built. And following that, he told me to apply for a variance, said that they discussed, and it would require either the homeowner association filing the permits if they went that way, or we would have to follow, in our case, and file a variance. So I filed for it. Currently, I'm unable to get to the backyard because I've installed a pool since then. So to actually fix the boathouse where it's at, I would have to bring a barge in, and fixing the structure at this point would probably be $20,000 or $30,000 just to get the barge back there to do the work. So to do that and to make the structure safe, I think it would be, I feel it would be at risk for me to go in and make any changes. As far as the financial impact, $20,000 or $30,000 to fix the current situation would be difficult at this time to make that adjustment.
Okay, do we have any questions of the applicant? Mr. Gordon?
Mrs. Spell?
Yes, sir.
You got hit your...
Okay. There's an approval letter with conditions that the shade roof on top deck is not allowed, so you've removed that?
I never built it. It's about 75% complete. It's the main structure's up, but the top's not done. But they, the homeowner association, the original plans had a top shade on top, and the homeowner association recommended that I not put that, so it's not going to be included.
Well, I mean, it appears that Lake Ramsey approved this boathouse.
Correct.
So the problem is that while they approve it, it doesn't meet our 5-foot setback.
That's correct.
And the only other thing was they don't want the roof on it that you were going to initially do.
Right, and that we took that off the plans once they sent me the initial letter. I took it off the plans to put that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Snyder?
A question for staff, based on this. We only have a survey of the one lot. Do you know if this boathouse is on this property line that I've drawn in? Has anyone looked at that?
I don't know.
We don't know, okay. It's hard to tell where the lot lines are from this.
Mr. Gordon?
Yeah, based on HOA approval, I'm going to make a motion to approve the variance.
We got a motion and a second. I just have one question. I'm looking at some of these pictures. On this boathouse, it seems like there is a roof on top of it.
No, I was gonna put a secondary, there's gonna be a deck on top, and they didn't want me to put a secondary shade, 45 roof on top of
So the
that.
roof that's on there now, the association is not talking about that roof?
Not that roof, no, sir.
Do we have any other questions? We have a motion on the floor in a second. Ms. Secretary, would everyone please vote with your lights?
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Our next case is BOA case number 2019-1465 BOA. Request by applicant in an A2 suburban zoning district to reduce the required 50-foot no-cut buffer to a 20-foot no-cut buffer on the north, east, and west sides of the property to allow for the construction of a single-family residence, accessory building, driveway, and pond. The property is located at 438 Highway 1085, Madisonville, Louisiana. The applicant and representative is Justin Durant. The applicant is requesting to reduce the required 50-foot no-cut buffer to a 20-foot no-cut buffer on the north, east, and west side of the property to allow for the construction of a single-family residence, accessory building, driveway, and pond. Staff comments, please.
The objective of the request is to reduce the required no-cut buffers from 50 feet to 20 feet to allow for the preservation of 4 existing live oak trees located on the property. There's also a power line that crosses through the middle of the property, which limits the space available to develop the site. Staff does not have any objection to the request, considering that the reduction of the size of the buffer will allow for the preservation of the live oak trees, but also to provide more space for the construction of a residence driveway, accessory structure, and pond, and for the relocation of the power line away from the drip line of the live oak trees.
Is the applicant, will you please state your name and address for the records, please?
Yes, sir. Justin Druant. My address is 1314 Tanglebriar, Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Mr. Jones, do you have anything further to add? To what you-
No, sir. As Ms. Helen explained, we're just looking to provide some space to the live oak trees so that they can flourish. In addition, we have a power line that goes right through the middle of the property that we have to move. And by providing a greater buffer, we'll be able to utilize our property much more efficiently and provide protection and, a better environment for the live oak trees. We had Dr. Malcolm Guidry, an arborist, go out there, consulting arborist, and he provided a report, which I provided to Ms. Lambert as well, confirming our request.
Okay. Do we have any questions of the applicant? Just give us a few seconds, see if we have any questions. Mr. Gordon?
Is this in a subdivision?
No, sir. It's off of Highway 1085.
Okay.
Not in no subdivision. No, sir.
Thank
I
you.
also received letters from 2 of my neighbors stating that they did not have any issues with decreasing the variance. On the north and east side, I was not able to get in touch with my neighbors on the west or the far east side. I reached out to them, but I didn't hear anything back via email.
I'm just curious, you say you have to move a power line. Whose power line is it?
Entergy's.
So you have a utility easement running down your property.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
How big is that?
So I believe that property from the front, from 1085 to the back, is 300 linear feet, a little bit more than that. It's on the survey. So we're gonna have to either move it or bury it. Most probably bury it. We've spoke with them before we purchased the property in 2017.
So is that going to impact anything else you're doing in terms of their, in other words, you don't have a 300-foot easement, you have a side-to-side easement if it's
Correct.
running?
Yeah, if we can't move the power line, we won't be able to build anything. We'll have to put the land back up for sale.
Well, even if you have it buried, you're still going to have a utility easement.
Well, with discussions with entities, we're gonna move it all the way to the west side of the property underneath the drip line. Therefore, we'll have full utilization of the entire property.
Okay, so you're going to
Yeah.
move it off, you're going to move it off the property?
Yes, sir. Well, it'll be on our property still, but all the way to the west side to where we can build fences and driveways on it. We just can't build any, permanent residence or building on it.
Yeah.
Are you finished, Greg, or you need a little more time? Does anyone else have any questions to the applicant? I see we've got Mr. Snyder, and then it'll be Mr. Brook to Mr. Snyder.
No, I'd just like to make a motion to approve the variance as requested.
We have a motion to approve the variance and a second. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, would everyone please vote with the lights?
Motion carry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have the information for my permit, Ms. Lambert. Do you want it now or after, or?
For your land clearing permit?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you can go to the office and submit it if you'd like to.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, you're
Thank y'all.
welcome.
Our next case is BOA case number 2019-1470 BOA. Request by applicant in an A4 single-family residential zoning district to reduce the required rear yard setback from 20 feet to 5 feet to allow for the placement of a manufactured home on the property. The property is located at 62171 North 15th Street, Slidell, Louisiana. The applicant and representative is Lily Williams. The applicant is requesting to reduce the required rear yard setback from 20 feet to 5 feet to allow for the replacement of a manufactured home on the property. Staff comments, please.
The applicant is seeking a reduction of the rear yard setback to allow for the placement of a 980 square foot manufactured home on the property. Although the applicant was not aware of the setback requirements before applying for the permit and purchasing the manufactured home, staff does not have any reason to be in favor of the requested variance, since the property does not have any unique physical characteristics or conditions making it impossible to meet the setback requirements.
Is the applicant present? Or representative for the applicant? Since the applicant is not present, we have a couple options. We can postpone, give the applicant another opportunity to appear, or we can proceed with the case.
I'm assuming that something came up because I spoke with her and she was aware of the date of the meeting and that she had to be present.
Mr. Brookton?
I make a motion to postpone till next month.
We have a motion and a second to postpone. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, will everyone please vote with the lights to postpone?
Motion carries.
That takes care of our agenda for today. Old business. Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry, we didn't have a,
We have to revote.
did you have Christie on the voting?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we don't have enough votes, so, we don't have enough votes on it, so. Okay, can you open the voting, please? Would everyone please vote again? Okay,
Yeah,
motion
motion
passes. All right. I'm sorry. Any old business? Yes.
When we approve minutes by voting, should that be a recorded vote or just saying it's okay?
Yeah, it should be a recorded vote, yeah. Yeah, I
We'll
usually,
start recording the votes.
yeah, we usually record the votes. Y'all moved it.
Yes, sir. Thank you. It won't. If not, y'all can replace me.
No, that's not.
Any, since there's no old business, any new business?
2 new cases for next month.
And that's it for new business? Move to adjourn? No. I guess we have to vote with the lights with that too? Huh? Huh? So everybody
You
please,
can do it by acclamation since it's, all work's been done. You can simply say,
You can-
meeting's over.
we stand adjourned.
See everybody next week, next month.